clearly let it get away from us in all of our cities, our two large cities and our mid-sized cities. And maybe it was because there were fewer people coming downtown because of COVID and working at home. And I think people are astonished at how dangerous it's become to drive the LRT, is how dangerous it's become to come out on the street at night after work. I've heard of a couple of business deals in Edmonton that have fallen apart because when the principals wanted to buy the building, they looked around and said, we will not have our female workers come out in this environment at night. And that's not acceptable. We have to have public spaces that are safe for the public. So that is why we are working with our sheriffs to embed them with first Edmonton Police, and you already mentioned that there'll be an announcement in Calgary. I can't confirm that, but you'll have to hear more from Mike Ellis on that. And I must tell you, our sheriffs came forward and volunteered for those positions. So they want to help too. They want to make sure that there is active policing, that there's active presence. Because here's one of the things that I would say is that police officers are often the point of contact to convince somebody to get into treatment. My chief of staff, Marshall Smith, is a foremost expert in North America on addiction because that's his story. He lived it. And it was a police officer who said, look, you're either going away for a long time or you're going into treatment. And he went into treatment, and 35 days later, he was on the path to recovery, and he has made immense progress, I think, in this recovery-oriented system of care. It's why we feel so strongly about it. We've opened our first recovery community in Red Deer. We've got 11 more that are being built. So this isn't long-term solutions. This is immediate. We're increasing our number of treatment beds to 8,000 so people can go into them without cost. It's not just going to be a 28-day program. They'll be able to stay for as long as a year because we believe in people. We believe that it's important for us to give people their individual agency back so that they can get back on with their lives. I think that it's overwhelmed the forces in Calgary and Edmonton. It's overwhelmed the forces of transit, and they need us to be able to be that connection point so that we know that, or so that residents know that we're serious, not only about addressing the public disorder, but about getting people off the streets and into care. I mean, I've told my staff what I would love to see is all of the tents dismantled and never reestablished again, because we have a safe place for somebody to go to get treatment or a safe place for them to be sheltered. It's not a dignified way for somebody who is suffering in the throes of addiction to be living, and it's not a safe environment when you see open air drug abuse and needles on the street. I think we unfortunately allowed for it to get away from us over the last couple of years, but we're not going to allow that anymore. We're going to have this first 15-week pilot project, and I hope it works. And if it works, we're going to do more of that, because this isn't a problem anymore in just Calgary and Edmonton. It's a problem in Lethbridge, it's a problem in Medicine Hat, it's a problem in Wetaskiwin. Every community that you go to is beginning to see this kind of open disorder. It's dangerous, and I think it's causing people to lose confidence in public policing, and we can't have that. So we support our police services, we support our sheriffs, and we're looking forward to them working together to address this issue.